Hey everyone, it's Angie, and today I'm going to be planting some sunflower seeds. These seeds were given to me and I was so happy because I love flowers and it's finally warm outside, so it's the perfect time to grow some plants. So I actually don't really know much about plants or growing them, and I looked at a lot of videos about growing sunflowers. I didn't really have all the ideal supplies either, so I just did what I thought was best. I decided to sprout them first in the pots and then move them to my yard. I've never seen sunflowers in real life before and I can't wait for them to grow really tall. And it's actually been about 2.5 weeks since I've planted them, and so far it hasn't really gone as I expected. A lot of them wilted for some reason and only a few started to grow and look okay. The good thing is I have a lot of seeds to experiment with, and I at least want to grow a few flowers this year. Planting these seeds has also inspired me to create a painting with sunflowers. I first made a little sketch in my sketchbook and looked at some pictures on Pinterest for inspiration. And then I went straight ahead into the painting. I almost never plan ahead too much when painting with acrylics. When using them, I see that it's very forgiving. Like, if I have to change or move something, I can easily do that and layer a lot until I'm happy with the results. And this painting really changed a lot since the start. It was really warm and sunset-like in the beginning, but then slowly became cooler toned, especially in the clouds. I ended up adding more white and making the sky more blue. For this, I'm using some cheap acrylic paint I got from Walmart, because painting supplies can be so expensive. And it's actually not too bad. It works alright. The yellow paint though is super transparent, which made me use white and more red so it could become more opaque without using so many layers. But that also takes away some of the vibrancy I wanted. Before painting this, I already knew the skin was going to be a nightmare and take forever, but I really wanted to make this painting and I had to risk it. And it was horrible and frustrating mixing skin tones with acrylics. It's so much harder than watercolors for me, and I think it's because with watercolors, you can just water down the skin tones you made and it looks alright. But with acrylics, you have to mix and mix and mix the different shades and make sure that they don't look too pink or too red or too purple, and that it looks like skin. And I don't have any good earth toned acrylic paint. I just have this dark brown and it's really dull if you try to lighten it up. So I had to look at some video tutorials on mixing skin tones with acrylics and stuff, and I had to look at reference and even use my own hand as a reference, and that was actually what helped me the most. I even color checked on my hand to make sure that the colors were realistic. For the clouds in the painting, I tried something a bit different than what I usually do. I tried to create details by using small brush strokes and adding small highlights and shadows, and pops of color where I wanted. And that took forever to do, and I couldn't show it all because my camera ended up dying and running out of space. So to save time, I decided to just keep working on the painting while I cleared my camera and charged it and stuff. Also, something else I did while it was charging was paint over the stems of the flowers and repaint them because I noticed that they were really off and not aligned with the top half of the flowers, and that really bothered me. Something I've been doing lately is trying to fix my drawings or paintings when I notice a mistake in them. Because if I just leave it and not try to perfect it, the finished piece will not turn out as well as it possibly could have. and possibly ruin the entire piece, when you could have easily just adjusted if you spent the time. So yeah, that's why I spent a really long time on this hand and on the flowers. This entire painting took about a week. I took a couple of breaks, and the days that I was working on it, I painted the entire day. So it really just took a lot of hours straight to do this. After adding the yellow color I mixed with white on the sunflowers, I was finally able to see that they were going to turn out okay. But another issue I had was with mixing the greens. I don't really know much about how to mix a variety of different greens, but something that helped me was mixing a bit of black with some yellow and white, and this would make like a darker green color. I learned that in a video I watched that you can also use black to make a dark green, but I don't remember exactly what video it was. It was a while ago, but that tip really came in handy, and I used it a lot to create the shadows in the stems and leaves. Towards the end, I used more and more blue for the sky. I don't really know why, it just kind of happened that way. Like I said, I don't really plan ahead when I start my pieces, especially with acrylics, but I guess it was because of the lighting issue. If I would have made the sky more of a sunset, the flowers and the hand would have had to be painted differently to match the scene. And that would have been a lot harder for me, I think. And even though I changed the sky a lot since the beginning, I think the flowers in contrast with the sky look a bit off. And I think it's because of the colors I added in the sky, and I didn't really have any specific light source. But I really like the way the clouds turned out anyway, because it honestly took a long time to paint, especially the way I painted them, even if they don't really match. Lastly, after working on the hand for like the longest time ever, I adjusted the leaves and flowers as much as I could by adding stronger highlights and cleaning up the edges. I don't think they're super perfect because I was kind of going for a more realistic look, and I really tried even though I don't have a lot of practice using acrylics and painting a lot of realism. But in the end, I couldn't think of anything else to add or to adjust, so I considered this painting finished. This experience was something really different that I've never done before, and it took forever to finish, but I think that was partly because I didn't plan ahead a lot. But I really like the end result, and painting on canvas is so fun and just relaxing for me. I hope you guys like the results and this video. If you want to see more art by me, check out other videos on my channel and my Instagram linked down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye!